Hey everybody, week 7 is upon us, and this finds us using our previous understanding of the types of informal assessments that we use to determine measurement of specific learning objectives. And we also begin to understand how the data from these assessments can be utilized to form groupings. At the end of this week, you should be able to develop an understanding of the types of informal assessments available to determine measurement of specific learning objectives, determine which formative and summative assessments to use when planning an interdisciplinary lesson, demonstrate an understanding of how to use the data from assessments to inform instruction strategies in your future planning, and demonstrate an understanding how data from assessments can inform grouping for future instruction. You're assigned readings this week. You have pages 182 through 197 from Subjects Matter. It's how to use textbooks efficiently. And then from the Allen flip charts, you're going to read List Group Label, Word Study, Developing Content Vocabulary, Word Study, How to Learn Content Vocabulary Through Context, and Academic Notebooks, Writing to Learn. Oh, and there's one more, Raft Writing. Next is our PowerPoint for week 7. I want to talk a little bit before week 7 about the final exam, which will open up on Monday morning early of week 8, and it will close the final Saturday of class at 11:59 p.m. The format of your exam is going to be essay and short answer. You can use any of the materials that you have, your notes, your books, flip charts, looking things up. I'm sure that you all will do quite well on the final exam. If you are able to understand and discuss the following concepts, you will do very well on the final exam. Types of formative reading assessments. Formative is those assessments that you're doing as you're teaching. For example, anecdotal notes. Rubrics that are tailored to fit an assignment. Running records. The developmental reading assessment, or the DRA. Doing fluency checks using a timer with children. Dibbles is an example. Exit and admit slips. The strategies in our text and the Allen flip charts. Those are all formative reading assessments. There is a video for you to view this week. And then on your PowerPoint response, response 1 is why do we use formative assessment? Response 2 is list 3 examples of formative assessment. And response 3 is explain how one type of formative assessment you listed in response 2 would work in the classroom. Summative assessment. Those are the culminating assessments. Here is another video for you to view. PowerPoint response question number 4 is what is summative assessment? List 3 examples of summative assessment for response 5. And response 6 is to explain one of the summative assessments you listed in response 5 and how it works in your classroom. Using data to form instruction. How can we use all this data that we have? Well, One way is you can form interest groups based on strategies. You can use BookPass, Reader's Theater, research. You can ability group based on data. Guided reading is an example of ability grouping based on data. Cooperative learning groups. When you form jigsaw groups, again, you're using data. You could use data to form non-ability and non-interest groups. This might be based upon factors such as behavior or another reason. It could include heterogeneous grouping. You can use data to form short-term groups. It might be based on something that some of the students are having confusion with that you can help sort out quickly. For example, how to make predictions, strategies to determine vocabulary meaning. You can use data to inform any type of instruction that you're going to put into place. Your research paper is due week 7 this week. Please submit it on the appropriate link in week 7 of Moodle. Please remember that your research paper has a video presentation element to it. The time limit is 5 minutes. Consult the presentation element of the rubric for details. And then you're going to submit the video in the appropriate link on week 7 of Moodle. As with the dyslexia lesson on chalk and wire, please be sure that you have not only your research paper, but also the artifact reflection is there. If you have any questions, please ask me. Here are your PowerPoint response activities, as I've already gone through them on the PowerPoint. Here is the research paper rubric. Again, we're looking at the exemplary column. Make sure that you have completed all the components. It's a professional presentation, scholarly work, and your topic I know is going to be relevant because we've already chosen those. The length should be at least 10 pages of text. This can include the cover page and the reference page. It's double spaced with 1-inch margins. Any and all ideas not in your own writing should be documented in APA style. And if you are confused about APA, either email me or look on Moodle at the APA link. Other people are going to be looking at your chalk and wire submissions at some point. So you want to make sure that your APA is accurate. The clarity of your paper. Are the main points clear and easily understood? Can a reader who knows nothing about the topic completely understand it? Do you have consistent, correct spelling? Usage and punctuation? Is it organized? Do you show pride in completing your work? Now, the presentation portion. If you only have an oral presentation, it's worth 6 points. If your presentation includes a visual and oral piece, it's 8 points. If you hit that out of the ballpark, it's 10 points. The assigned time limit of the presentation is between 3 and 5 minutes. Your artifact reflection will be scored on chalk and wire. Please remember your paper should be at least 10 pages. If you have questions, please ask me. And just a reminder on the direction sheet for the research project is the link for APA. Also, the rubric is found there. Your paper is worth 90 points. Your presentation is 10 points, totaling 100. As I said, if you have any questions, please ask me. I look forward to reading your projects.